Hello, my name is Margaret Adele, and welcome to me breaking a promise to myself. A while ago, I uploaded a video where I worked on mending a pair of pants while talking about my relationship with readathons and how I was taking a step back, not from participating in them, but from participating in them as a booktuber, meaning that I would still do them, maybe post on Twitter and such about them, but I would not do TBR videos and vlogs and wrap-ups about them. And then Rhiannon uploaded the Witchathon announcement video. Now, it's only the second year of the Samhain Witchathon. I already feel sentimental about it. This time last year, I was a baby booktuber who had barely been on for like a week. And this was the first readathon that I ever participated in that month. So it's very special to me, and I would have feasibly maybe done a TBR just in that honor. But then Rhiannon also announced that they are working with an indie press to give away indie books. You can't prey on my weakness like this. It's not right. Rhiannon, I know you know this is my weakness too. I told you to read an indie book. You know this. You knew what this would do to me. But fine. So here we are. I am uploading a TBR video that I can then enter to win some of those indie books. Now, let's get right into it. The Witchathon runs from October 24th through Halloween or the Samhain Sabbath. If you are a witch, you do not have to be a witch to participate in Witchathon. I'm pretty sure the majority of participants are not, unless I'm about to be learning something big about a lot of people. I'm pretty sure most of us are not practicing witches, but that does not matter. It's all about the spooky fun, and Rhiannon always comes up with the best prompts. So let's jump into it. Number 1 is a book that features your heritage. This was also a prompt last year, and Rhiannon mentioned that most people seem to have problems with this. This one is actually easy for me, and it might be because I have some basic white girl heritage. I just look for books that have either English or French like characters in historical novels, and it usually works. And for this time, I picked Reaver by David Pilling. This is a 16th century historic novella about a man who is forced to become an outlaw right on the border between England and Scotland at the beginning of all of the nonsense of nobles trying to depose Elizabeth I. So it sounds like a lot of fun, sounds very historical, sounds like a lot of drama, and I'm pretty gosh darn sure that none of my ancestors had left England by the time that the 16th century rolled around, so it works. The second one, a book that features communing with the dead. This one, I actually went to my inbox because I'd had a review request that someone had sent me while I was technically still close to review requests, and it's not a big deal if you do that, basically because there's 10 different ways you could find out that I'm a booktuber that reviews books, and only 2 of them really mention when I'm closed or not. So I had kind of put it on read for a little bit, and then I read this prompt, and it immediately made me think of it, so I accepted it to review. And that is Dead Remnants by Armarna Forbes. This is about a young teenage girl who is killed, and should be passing over to the other side, only her best friend who is still living is cursed, and so she is sticking around to help break this curse. But on top of that, there's also kind of like a ghost war going on, and all of these different factions want to bring her in to fight for their side in this ghost war. So, ghost war, curses, crossing to the other side, I'm hoping it's going to be a good time. Number 3, a book that promises to be dark and twisted. This is another book I'm doing for review, so the second half of this month / first half of November is going to be full of even more reviews, and that is Home by David Kummer. This is about a young group of teens who are running for their lives through the wilderness, trying to get home, and something is chasing them. I don't know how they ended up in the wilderness or the thing that is chasing them, but I'm kind of into it. I don't need to know those things. I just need the drama and the terror and the, fun of that premise. All right, number 4, a book that involves a pantheon of deities. I was low-key upset that Summer Kiska has not released the sequel in the Shane Aspie trilogy because, I want to read that. But fine, I'll find another. And I found The Sekhmet Bed by Libby Hawker. This is, I believe it was a Did I get it from BookBub? I might have. This is essentially all about the mother of Hatshepsut, the female pharaoh of Egypt, and basically about she has a dream that her child that she's pregnant with is going to lead the nation, and she thinks it's a boy, but it's a girl, and she has to basically fight with gender roles and fears losing her place as the great wife because she gave birth to this girl. And I love ancient Egypt. I'm not going to show it, but I do still have the Eye of Horus tattoo on my arm. So I don't know that I expect it to be all that historically accurate, but I love the premise, and it is a series, so ideally you will then continue on and read about Hatshepsut, and I'm into it. Let's go with it. Book 5, a book that has fire on the cover. And yes, I fit in another book for review. That is The Hunted by Louisa Elamind. This is about 4 young sisters who all have magical powers and have been using those powers to fight off the creatures that killed their mother. But through plot things, I'm assuming, they find themselves separated and fighting on their own. I love sister books. I love magical power books. I'm now realizing that I have a lot of YA on this list, so I'm really hoping it reads easily like YA, but I'm excited for this one as well. And I know that Rhiannon also likes sister books and sister storylines, so it fits. And the 6th prompt, and I love that they do this, is that there's always one prompt that is not book related, but is actually something else related, like read in a certain place, read with a hot beverage. And for this time, it is dress up in a costume and post a picture. I actually have some random medieval dress hanging in my closet, and a flower crown. So I'm gonna just throw that on and take a picture. It'll work. Now the last one is to read the group book, and getting this might be tricky. I currently requested it from my library, still on hold. I am still on the waiting list. It is October 15th as I say this. So in theory, there's still time to get it, ? Or at very least, if I have to pick it up in the middle of Witchathon and save it to the end, that's fine. I usually read the group book at the end because then the live show is usually about the group book, so it works. Now, this one seems to be one of those books that is kind of hyped, but not Lee Bardugo hyped. You know what I mean? And that is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. And this, when I first heard the snippet that it is lesbian necromancers in space, I'm here for it. Queer space operas are my jam. All we need is to add in some found family and it hits the trifecta. But this is about a woman named Gideon who is a swordswoman and wants nothing more than to escape the very oppressive ninth house that she lives in. But someone else decides that they need her skills to help beat this tournament. And I believe that someone is her childhood arch nemesis. And so now she's stuck, basically having to fight her way so someone else can win so she can have her freedom. So I'm into it. Lesbian necromancers in space. I know that Rhiannon adores this book to death. Will not shut up about it. I was actually surprised it hasn't been out for longer because they've been talking about it for so long. So I'm intrigued. And queer space opera. So obviously, yes. And that is all for the Witchathon TBR. I'll have to get this up and entered into the competition. And low-key, part of me almost doesn't want to win the giveaway because I already am indie book obsessed. And I feel like it's almost more of a help to the community of both indie authors and BookTube if someone else were to win the indie books, read them, and feature them on their channel. But I can't help it. You can't offer me indie books or an indie book giveaway and expect me to resist temptation. Not allowed. Anyway, if you are interested in doing the Witchathon or you already are doing the Witchathon, please let me know. Are you having problems getting Gideon the Ninth? I low-key might have to buy it, and gosh darn it, I don't buy traditional books, but that's fine. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.